Good afternoon or good evening. Welcome to a game 3 for the round of 64 Link to the Past randomizer main tournament. Do we have a special treat for you? As we said, game 3, this is a match between Hydrapower and Magnet Handz. As we've said, this is so the good news, of course, for both Hydra and Magnet and the rest of us is that we get an additional game 3 content. Each runner is taking one win off of the other, and so we are ready for a winner-take-all in advancement to see who gets the privilege of facing structural mic in the round of 32. Bad news, unfortunately, is that one of either Hydropower or Magnet has to, unfortunately, pack their bags and I guess play more Tears of the Kingdom, something like that. Anyway, should be a really great match. I am Claire Wells. Joined here with me is the one and only Ari. And tracking for us today is Evelyn. Hi, Ari. How's it going?
It's going great. Super hyped for game 3. It's open hard, which basically means it's just like final destination, no items, Fox versus Fox or whatever. It's
so we've had, so Link to the Past randomizer has been around for quite some time, right? And so we've seen stuff from doors, animizer, any which way of entrance, shuffling, whatever, so many wacky modes. And then, here we are, main tournament, back to basics, as you said, this is the almost, the bring back to, how the first randomizer kind of like originally turned out, right? We're going for some open 7-7, with some modified hard item pool, just to make things a little bit more challenging for our runners. Although I'm not really sure how much of the challenge is really going to be put up here by Magnit and Hydra. I think they've played the game for quite some time.
Yeah, and like the game's already just making it easy, giving us the 8-pack bomb drop on the tier 1 tree pool. So, well, we're sitting comfy. It's already plenty of options right here. I would probably still expect an early Kakariko from both of them, but we can maybe see early South Shore as well.
Yeah, actually. I was actually wondering, like, do you think actually either of them would actually do a standard escape with bombs? I think the answer apparently is no, even though we have plenty of resources.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been crazy, but I guess they're just kind of playing it safe for now. And yeah, looks like both of them are just going to go for Lost Woods into CAC. Hydrapower maybe even doing an early Lumberjack check.
Yeah, looks like it. Of course, right, open hard means that, well, so none of the, one of the 5 modes in this tournament does start with boots. Open hard is certainly not one of them. And so, without kind of like that boot start, but it looks like kind of Magnet and Hydra are going to do the same thing. I was going to say, you don't usually see much of a Lumberjack check, but, so knowledge sometimes is going to be worth more than the extra handful of seconds you save by coming here with boots. Turns out it's just only 20 rupees though, so at least we're not gonna necessarily have to go fight an extra wizard for just that.
Yeah, not for that. It's of course we're not out of the woods just yet.
No, in fact, we're going into Lost Woods.
Yeah, yes. Very true.
Yeah, but so I don't know. Just also maybe a little bit more of a recap. So these guys played in their first game 1. Magnet took the win in MC Boss Shuffle. Second time they played essentially all dungeons key sanity, minus the, basically like the faux version, right? GT big key and CT small keys and CT. Hydra did take the win off of that one, so they are all ready. After, I think after they got a lot of spiciness, right, kind of out of the way, again, we're kind of just back to, back to the basics.
Yeah, the other option you said earlier was potentially Ambrosia, but yeah,
true.
We
that
dodged
was also yes, very, very correct. There was at least more than one person involved in both the commentary booth and the runners that were happy to see that Tournament Hard was chosen out of the potential 2 high choices of Ambrosia and Tournament Hard. Yeah. We're kind of actually looking at our, at least, what Avalon has done for our tracking. We have found an ether medallion. We have found some resources. Got, a little bit of chump change. 20 rupees here and there. A bug net. Not kind of much else, though, I think, in terms of actual, direction, where we should go next. We are still looking for some pretty big ticket Dark World access items. Gloves, hammer, pearl.
Yeah,
no. MIA.
Yeah, no real leads yet. No real like safety items yet. Like, sure, we have the bug net, but we don't have a bottle to use it yet. Like, the ether doesn't do much without a sword.
Yep.
So yeah, like it really kind of depends on what we get like throughout the rest of Kakariko. But Like it might just be just the standard bombs mini modern cave coming up in a few minutes.
Yeah, that's very true. And boy, you know, I feel like it doesn't matter how long you play the game. Doing bombs with mini Moldorm or doing mini Moldorms with bombs, maybe not necessarily the thing that you're most looking forward to in this type of situation.
It's never like comfortable. There's always a chance that it just goes wrong. That's for sure.
Yeah, we have seen plenty of opportunities or times in the past where bombs have not been necessarily the most reliable weapons, even though, you know, as I said, I mean, it's not the most comfortable. Sometimes things just happen. You really hope, of course, you try and buffer yourself into getting, you know, as many bombs as you can kind of going in, but yeah. Can be, yeah, we're really gonna hope we're gonna see some sort of more permanent weapon, right? We've even got actually a little bit of sliver of a magic, you know, if we can maybe get some Mario, get a fire rod, all these things are gonna help, you know, just basically clutch out, you know, a kill or two.
Yeah,
We do have a mushroom, may not really necessarily help us yet with mini Moldorm. Oh, we have silvers. That's right. They are actually a completely separate item in this particular pool. So we still need to go get the bow. Yeah, I totally forgot about that.
I bet both runners were really wishing it was just progressive bows right now.
That's true. Yeah. But of course, the good news for them is that, you know, they are gonna. Oh well, we don't know the crystals and pendants looks like quite yet. But you know, given that, you know, it's gonna be some, assuming these guys are maybe wanting a bow for GT, we're probably gonna go see that bow actually somewhere, and then they're gonna be able to use, you know, silver support sometimes.
Okay, I would have maybe expected to see like both runners just do blind race game here, just because we got nothing out of Kakariko. And somehow I kind of just like intuitively think, well, then that means something has to be on race game. But proven wrong here. We got a quick map check here as well.
Yeah,
3 crystals.
Yeah, with a red crystal on Eastern, so may or may not come into play, of course. But yes, that bow is looking very much required for this. I mean, for multiple reasons, of course. You know, I certainly do. I think maybe at least one of them can probably get past GT for the mimics, so that they can maybe bypass that bow requirement. But yeah, Eastern being crystal means that we are gonna have to go find it somewhere. Maybe, you know, we can actually go find those boosts. Did you see those 10 arrows on the library area? You know, that could be the ammunition that we need in order to beat this game.
The 10 silver arrows to save the world.
I mean, you know, you would have to wonder, one, who actually put that item up there? But also, two, like, did you really put it up so high, you know, for only the person who has the boost to go get them?
I know,
like,
right?
it feels a little counterintuitive, you know.
Yeah, pick up these 50 rupees definitely makes sense. We're so close to Zora money, and considering the lack of leads that we have. Oh, I kind of like what Magnet's doing here.
Yeah, very interesting, you know? So, Magnit, and, you know, so sometimes I think some artists maybe like to do this, correct me if I'm wrong, and maybe they think this is a potential Agaseed. We are kind of missing a lot of items for Dark World access, so certainly would not necessarily be, you know, unreasonable. As you said, it looks like we're actually get a little bit of item scouting as well on Desert Land before heading over to Agahnim. As we also see the bomb reliancy, at least this time it worked out. We still have, they're all defeated.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Can we get some items? Okay, well this makes the fake flipper a lot more tempting. The only problem is that we didn't get any money.
Yeah, we got some arrows. We got some more heart pieces. Which, you know, at this point, speaking of more heart pieces, right? So as part of, in this case, the item pool that we have, tournament hard, right? This kind of it. There are 48 heart pieces, and I believe like 2 or 3 actual heart containers. So our health progression is definitely a little bit slower, just so it makes things a bit harder, right? You could be, you know, depending on when that Dark World access comes, you could be, you know, going to the Dark World access with kind of around this health.
Yeah, and. Yeah, the runners, of course, are like, especially with Ambrosia being one of the main tournament modes, they are somewhat used to being on slightly low percent, especially hearts. But yeah, you can even see like the crabs here. They take prisoners. They take no prisoners.
Oh,
they just murder.
I hope this doesn't bring any, you know, previous memories from, you know, League. Let's say that screen can be quite anxiety inducing in my opinion for multiple reasons. Yeah, especially yeah, so and as you mentioned, so we do have silvers, but unfortunately we have no bow in order to be able to use those silvers with. By the way, we found a glove here on the mushroom spot. Still no actual weapon.
Ooh, hydrapower using flash bomb right here. This is really
Yeah, that.
awkward. Like because of the glove that we're getting, means he needs to buy bombs first before he can do backup escape. So that's a little bit of a time investment coming right up.
So, well, what do you think about pulling the tree again? Like, I don't remember when things kind of reset, but we did see maybe, was it tier 1? That was 8 bombs?
Yeah, it was tier 1, and he did kill the 4 mini molars, so that means it's guaranteed tier 2.
Okay, so he does have to, like, pull and then, like, reset type of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I see.
Okay, well, we got the lead right now. Like,
yeah.
it's not logical access to Death Mountain yet, but it's not too crazy to just go up there now.
And
But
also, you know, yeah, with the hookshot though, Magnit actually might. I mean, he's gonna have a significantly easier time with Mini Moldorm Cave, right? Just because the hookshot ends up killing them one spot. And he hasn't been there yet, so looks like that's actually. And surely we're thinking we can scrounge up 10 rupees somewhere, right?
Surely. So, what Hydra did here is pretty reasonable. Just like getting the 1 bomb and then doing backup escape. I think an alternative would have been to just get the bombs like in the shop above Lake Hylia and then doing Saha. But maybe he's a little bit too concerned with the potential of like a required eastern dip for Darkhold access or something, and doesn't want to like make 2 trips over to the eastern area.
Okay, I think that's also very reasonable. Yeah, the I mean, hookshot aside, the lack of I guess like major movement, right? Flute in order to get over to eastern, boots to run anywhere. Like the overworld travel can actually be quite significant. Definitely much more amplified if you have to kind of make a separate trip, second, third, etc. trip over there, as you said.
Yeah, what kind of works out for Magnit here is that with the glove, he can actually farm the 20 rupees outside of Ice Shroud Cave, and then get to the 500 rupees for Zora.
Yeah, no, that's actually a really good point as well. And of course, you mentioned with the pearl, we can actually do real. Oh, sorry, we can do real fake flipper, which means we can actually get the waterfall chest as well. So yeah, it's gonna be actually very, very nice routing, combination for Magnit here. Yeah, and I think also part of what Hydra also came over here without that glove is that he was so close. And as you observed, we didn't get any money really over here at all. So it's not even like he had a contingency plan, right? He just kind of have to hope. In this case, if you get money, great. Otherwise, we're coming back.
Yeah, and Hydra does kind of stick to logic. It makes sense because he needed to buy the bombs anyway. There is no real good way, aside from the tier 1 tree pool, to get bombs on the way to Death Mountain here. So he's kind of committed to doing Saha, and we'll see if he actually decides to go into Eastern or not, to stay in logic, or does sequence break his way up to the mountain. But there are the boots!
We got the boots! We don't forget the green pendant. We don't even know what that is because we don't touch Saha, but you know what? It is close enough, right? Actually, right around NMG time as well. Maybe had a little mishap here and there, but 12, 11 minute mark, we got the boots. That's all that matters, right?
Yeah, for sure, and yeah, it does look like we're going to dip our way into Eastern. It's at least 2 items. There's only 1 guaranteed item in Logic. Depends on whether the big key chest is required or not. But yeah, I think just looking for the lamp, it does kind of feel like Death Mountain is the next choice. You can also include Bonk Rocks on the way there, but
oh,
yeah.
Right, Bonk Rocks. Yeah, we've got the boots checks unlocked. You think he's gonna go get those 10 arrows off the library? Maybe not, huh? Especially not after the single arrow that we just got here in the cannonball chest.
No, I mean, it's like a wasted 5 rupees, basically. Yeah, let's bring up a good point here, that like, if Hammer or Mids are on Zora, it's probably not gonna make its way over to Saha just yet.
Yeah,
so
that's a good point.
That boots advantage might be last a bit.
Yeah, I guess for what it's worth, maybe we find, another kind of like major movement. If we find the flute, for example, I can really see it being kind of, reasonable for maybe Magnit to just like quickly flip over to Saha, for 3 fast checks. Not necessarily, out of the realm of possibility. But yeah, with him getting more access to You know what? There's the bow.
That's so good for Magnit.
I know, dude. Suddenly, we're going straight over now to Easter, where he's gonna be able to clear out this dungeon. Unlike Hydrapower, who is definitely gonna have to come back because, well, even though we had the silvers, that is our one and only bow that we're definitely gonna need.
That's pretty brutal.
It is. Where are flippers, by the way? That is 100% flippers lock, right? It's not even this like you know glove lock type of situation.
Yeah, that could be a really awkward sequence coming up.
Yeah, maybe. Do you think Zora has vanilla flippers? Quite the okay, alright. That would be, I think, kind of mean, honestly. Just kind of adding insult to injury, you know, because not Magnit. Hydrapower was already, you know, in Ice Arcade, he was what, you know, like a handful of rupees away, 20 some odd, and he just couldn't, you know, didn't have enough. But it looks like our gonna be somewhere else. But yeah, Magnit now, you know, fortune has befallen him at least in the early game to be able to go get his boots. And as a disciple of Zelga, I believe that he is very much of the opinion of if we can single dip Eastern Palace, that is exactly what we're going to do.
Yeah, I mean it's never going to be much faster. Like, sure, if you can get a sword somewhere, then you'll like it. But even in the dark, just with the bow 6 hearts, I think Magnet's comfortable enough just doing that.
Yeah, and actually looks like as he's also using the boomerang, that's also a great echolocation item as well. You know, got you know we don't need the sword, you know, to get the sparkles. We've got the boomerang instead.
So what's our logical?
Yeah,
oh, I guess it's escape. It's escape actually. We haven't done that.
That's right. Right. Neither runner wanted to or opted to decide to try and do the front of escape with only 10 bombs. Hydra is coming here, you know, a little bit better equipped. Not necessarily in terms of permanent weapons. He still has the same 10 bombs that he started with, but at least we have a hook shot to kind of maybe stun the enemies so that they're not, you know, as wriggly, you know, as they could be.
Yeah, at least guarantees some amount of hits on the enemies.
Okay, so what do you think we're gonna find here, you know, for Dark World access? We are missing a hammer for just straight up Dark World access. We can get another glove. We can get like a lamp that gets us up Death Mountain. We can get a flute. You can get a fire rod.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna assume that we're gonna get the lamp, and then we're just gonna get like a sword and cape on Death Mountain.
Oh, like... also good point. Yes, that's true.
Because I love art. I only wish the best for them, and it's probably, I mean, it's probably just going to be hits.
I mean, we have the hook shot, we have boosts. You know, I don't really mind going to Agahnim Tower at this point.
I mean, what you want to see is like, well, no, we have silvers, never mind.
Yeah. Sadly, I don't think they're gonna switch off at this point. Ooh, Hydra actually. I don't know. I was. Oh, we had a small key from the back. I did.
Yeah, exactly.
Makes sense that he's just leaving the key behind. No reason to, you know, spend the extra whatever handful of frames in order to go pick that key up.
Flippers being here would also not be unreasonable, I think.
That is also true. Yeah, I think maybe outside of the waterfall, you know, like Hopewell wasn't anything right. We didn't see anything on the islands. Yes, and then Zora. Oh my gosh, Ari. Well,
classic.
Up the mountain we go.
Yeah.
So we are still many steps away from, or maybe not many, several steps away from making our way into the next set of locations we can do. You know, and even if Aga were going to be our logical Dark World access, we would still need at least one sword in order to get up there. You know, maybe sword and a cape. Ideally, it would be 2 swords, but you know, sometimes the game doesn't always have to be as accommodating as you might like. Of course, then again, you know, we could just get straight up in this case, you know, as you said, like the hammer or the mitts, right? And that would be, you know, that would be the most convenient.
Yeah. Yeah, mitts, of course, in Death Mountain would be great because then you can immediately combine it with hookshot cages for Bunny Cave.
True. Yeah, and then of course, you're gonna. I always hope that you're gonna get, some type of, in this case, like worldly movement, right? Maybe the mirror, a hammer would be great. You know what? We have a cape. That is certainly another step closer to climbing yet another tower. Yes.
Yeah, Magnet's having a couple issues here with greenies. Still has plenty of arrows to make it through. Decided to refill up with the drop down for the fairies. Yeah, like without a sword to kind of like visually see where you are, it can be really tricky, especially if the popos get in the way.
Yeah, right. And as you said, like, and of course these. So I don't think we're actually gonna get any more armor upgrades for this case. But yeah, like every single hit that the Igors give you is one heart. It's not comfortable when they basically just rush you, and then suddenly you see black and then you see red, and then you're just not happy.
Okay, good job playing it safe here. Yeah, this makes sense. Oh, okay.
Oh my gosh. Talk about not. Oh man, the dead rocks are never ever your friend. There's a reason in this case why dead rocks are probably one of the most detested enemies in all of the entirety of the game, even over the tops.
Yeah, they're just brutal. Okay, so it wasn't item and armor, so I miscounted items. Okay, but yeah. Magnit now has the choice between Bonk Rocks and Escape. I don't know what he would prefer. He's usually a little bit more aggressive, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him like just go straight up to that mountain here. Just assume that. Okay, ball.
Well, the good news is we have a sword, which means that we can dash now to our heart's content. The other also good piece of news is that now we can do we can get ourselves on the Agahnim Hall of Fame by seeing if we can hook shot and get some hook speed. Right before we cut the curtains.
Yeah. Let's just look at the positives here.
Yes, exactly. I mean, I can't wait for these snapshot pictures. And you know what? Even if they can't make it, there's always room on the fridge.
Yeah. Man, if my fridge is so full with pictures.
Yeah. But eventually we can graduate, or you could just buy another fridge. Right? There's always more room for more things that you can use to store things with.
Okay, so Magnit does decide to just play it safe here and stay within logic. Yeah, it's not bad at all because like it's just as much chances of there being a hammer here as there is the lamp. So.
Oh yeah. No, that's definitely for sure. And I guess we still don't have enough stuff to actually go get Agahnim Tower, right? I mean, in this case, we saw Hydra kind of go up the mountain with that lamp, right? And got a sword, got his cape, and all that such. I was thinking that maybe like Magnit with the lamp, he would just kind of go up there, but yeah, we have no way to actually enter in Castle Tower.
Yeah.
Ooh, when did we pick up this bottle?
It was right next to the sword.
Oh, okay. Alright, well, I was clearly only fixated on the one sword that I only cared about. But okay, it looks like we got a little bit more safety. One of the few, I would say, rare heart containers, right, that we haven't seen. With some... Ooh, interesting. Hydra actually opted to go buy a potion from the potion shop.
That's for Pod.
Oh, yeah. But I guess, yeah, so it looks like he's gonna just say no thank you to Zora. Or in this case, any of the water checks, we are just gonna go, looks like we're gonna go straight over to Agnim's Tower with our cape, our spider sword, our boots, and our lamp.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised that Hydra played Lywilds this conservatively, like actually going for Sikid before going for Aga, because like all the signs were pointing towards it at that point, like like with whatever we found on Death Mountain. Like if it really turned out that the Midsor or Hammer were on Sikid, I think you would just kind of take it and assume that Magnit would do the same. But maybe there's just kind of these little like game-free nerfs going on as well. Like it's really easy to just rather lose by checking too much than lose because you did an extra Aga. That's
maybe
save a minute.
Yeah, and you know, for what it's worth, like we do have the boost. It's not like we were walking over to Kakariko. I mean, it, you know, it does kind of like mediate the damage a little bit, right? It's not maybe, you know, you can still shave down a little bit of time. I do actually appreciate, by the way, the Hydra using his quick medallion in order to go turn the ball and chain guards that, you know, take 8 hits, you know, per fighter sword into basically those, what are those called? Squash things. I mean, much nicer to be able to go kill with a fighter sword.
Yeah, and even if the time investment is very similar, at least it makes it's so much easier to deal with it and have like a lower failure rate.
Yeah, and oftentimes, you know, as you said, you know, maybe there's some game 3 nerfs going on, maybe, you know, whatever the risk is, you know, it is not worth it to you if you could basically take a safer route, you know, with relatively the same amount of time, right? There's no reason to kind of, you know, up your anxiety so early in the game.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, sadly this Lightwolf route worked out so much worse for Hydra as it did for Magnit. Even though Magnet's going to enter the Dark World quite a bit later, he will have the advantage of climbing Agahnim Tower with silvers, having already finished the Eastern Palace.
Yeah, and I guess depending on, we're gonna get a Dark World map check at some point, but yeah, that, not only, as you mentioned, we have 1 crystal on the scoreboard article for Magnit, potentially, you know, it's also a 5/6 crystal as well, kind of maybe depending on where that other 5/6 crystal is, right? Pyramid Fairy could come in, you know, into play sooner rather than later as well.
Yeah,
but sure. But also, yeah, as you mentioned, the single dip of Eastern versus the double dip for Hydra is gonna be, or at least for Magnit is also gonna be a really nice time game. Alright, Hydra, do you think we're gonna get some, how much distance do you think we're gonna get?
Oh, okay.
Dude, that's you know, that's very respectable. I certainly cannot fault the guy. I think it's also, by the way, just like when we get to Hera, you know, I'll point this out again, but Hydra now has the boots. I believe one of his things was he refused to learn bootsless Herapot for a spoiler log tournament, like way back in 2019, and he has the boots now, so.
Excellent.
Yes, he does not have to worry in this case.
Yeah, the Herapot setup's actually took me way too long to learn as well. There's like, after you've been playing the game for a while, there's just kind of this inherent stubbornness that sets in that you're kind of a bit lazy to just learn setups for things or new setups for things that you already know.
Yeah, no, that's, I think it's certainly, yeah, and because, you know, it's still like, it's almost kind of like the, you know, if it ain't fixed, you know, if it ain't broken, you know, don't bother fixing it, right? You know, it's like, we've got a working version, you know, we don't necessarily need something that's like, you know, something we have to go take the effort to learn again.
Yeah, Magnit also just quickly going to Kakariko to turn the circuit right here.
Oh,
I'm so used to Magnit being one of the more aggressive players that just decides, I'm just gonna go for Aga.
Yeah, no, same. You know, in fact, as you said, he has actually exhausted like every single light location at this point, right? He even went to Agahnim, right? He did, I think, all of the stuff that's available to him.
Wait, Hydra never did Agahnim.
He did not, no. Hydra went straight from Dam to Mini Moldorm and Ice Rod Cave, and then that's it. Not enough money for Zora, and yeah, then Hydra decided to go to Aga.
Yeah, Hydra, with that rare potion, does decide to just go straight to pod. And I personally like it, and just like the way I like to approach Dark World after Aga, but you don't see this too often when you have people with like Glove and Hookshot already in hand. Like, most people just like going straight to like Skull Woods and Feastown to find the Dark World access there.
Yeah, I was actually wondering about that. Like, well, I also, like, so where does, in this specific situation, you do Aga for Dark World access with the glove, how do you feel in this case about going to Catfish? Like, is that also something that might actually be within the realm of possibility?
Yeah, in this case, I would probably do the same thing as Hydra did. I probably wouldn't have bought the potion. I think I would be comfortable enough with Mimic Clipping. And maybe just hope to get some money for Zora sooner rather than later. Yeah, and especially with that key, that makes decisions a lot easier.
Yeah,
with
we
block
are
routing.
right. We are not bow locked quite yet, or at least out of pod. But as you also mentioned, maybe, you know, Hydra in this case was just kind of looking for some contingency plans just in case something goes wrong. I don't know. It might also maybe be worth his time to try and wait out that mirror. We actually did get a map check, so we do see that the swamp is a crystal. So we know that mirror's gonna show up at some point. But I don't know exactly, like, how much you want to wait if you want to try and combo Catfish and Zora stuff together. Maybe he's also waiting for flippers too, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I guess in Hydra shoes you might want to delay Catfish until you have the mirror, right? And or flippers, for example. That's not unreasonable either.
Yeah, Magnit though is having a little bit of issues here with, at least with parts of Agahnim Tower. The guards are not cooperating with him one bit. But I really do appreciate seeing the use of the silver arrows plus the boomerang. It's actually kind of making this route pretty nice in terms of getting through the rooms.
Yeah, even with a couple extra hits and maybe the drop. Yeah, this is just having silvers for Agahnim Tower makes it so much faster.
Oh yeah. I mean, you have silvers versus fighter sword. Like, every single one of these green guards, where they die in one hit from the silvers, and I mean, I don't even want to think about how many total sword slashes you need to basically kill everything here.
Yeah, it's really painful. Alright, we're gonna see a nice potion unlock here. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to just see Magnit go maybe even straight to Skullwoods after this, but we can. I think a catfish check for him is very reasonable, just because. Nice.
Oh,
even
is
like
some
almost
nice,
a tile
yeah.
high.
Yeah, that is some really nice distance here for our Aga Hall of Fame. Oh right, Hydra is also at least reminding me that we have no hammer. We are going to do the old death warping with the Baris in order to go get the front of pod.
Yeah, it's definitely not great. This is like the one downside of like the current equipment, that we actually have quite a few hearts, and we don't have a mirror, we don't have a hammer, so like with the death warping, the pod route is a bit slower than you would like. But I think if you get mids here or even mirror here, then your routing like in the rest of the Dark World is just so much smoother. You avoid the double dips of like Graveyard Ledge, K45. If you do find mids in Thiefstown, for example, you can immediately incorporate Smith Chain. I think the upsides are definitely worth the double dip here.
I guess so. So how would you feel about the hammer being here in pod? You think that's... I mean, like, on the one hand, you find the hammer, you maybe feel great that Agahnim was probably, in fact, required. On the other hand, we know where the bow is.
If I find it, I feel golden. If I then find the bow in Waterfall Fairy later, I don't feel as good.
Yeah, very fair. Yeah, alright, so yeah, looks like we actually do see, so one of the spoils of pod, at least here in the back, in addition to the rupees, the hydrapower is picking up probably Zora on his mind, as we did pick up the book. We have not enough swords in order to actually get what's on the tablet, but at least we can take a peek as to what, as a preview.
We could finish Desert.
We can, in fact, yes, we can. We have a lamp, which is a fire source, to get to the bath, and we do have boots to guarantee that we can actually get through the dungeon. You know, in this case, if it's potentially boost locks. Well, speaking of, though, looks like Magnit is actually avoiding pod for the time being. We are going to Catfish.
Oh, that's okay, there's no item.
Yeah, we got a book
Helma.
out of pod. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Thank you for counting, Eric.
Yeah, Magnit does decide to immediately just go to Catfish, and it looks like Hydra is immediately going to Desert. Which, that's like, according to the rule of always beat Crystal Dungeons, it is a very logical choice. On the other hand, our methods of beating Lamo is a firestorm.
Oh my gosh, you're right! Man, this bow that is in Waterfall Fairy, the Hydra has not sequence broken into, that of course Magnit did early because he has Zora money, is actually making quite the big difference here in terms of execution. Maybe we'll be blessed in Desert by finding something nice. Even Burna, I think, would be a pretty good upgrade, from what we have here.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, yeah, I agree, Hydra. That's about right.
Unfortunately, it's just gonna be a piece of heart, as we just saw. Also, Magnit got this, earlier before we went to the Dark Worlds. But yeah, we are definitely in for a trip. maybe go actually get comfortable. Oh, there is a mirror, by the way, on bumper ledge. Magnit certainly has made some pretty good calls so far here.
Yeah, this is just really working out super well for Magnit. Decay pulling double duty, not only our Darkhold axes, but also giving us the mirror.
Yeah, and given like the proximity, honestly, to Graveyard Ledge, like you're right here on Bumper Ledge, right? It's gonna be super close for you to go back and check, so you don't even have to isolate this location.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm gonna assume that we can do King's Tomb as well.
Yeah, you probably just double back to Graveyard Ledge, King's Tomb, and then just make your way back over to Skullwoods. Yeah, we'll see if we do get the unintentional oops, I saving quit in the Darkhold and ended up on Pyramid once. That's always the risk whenever you do Aga and find the mirror later on.
True, that's very true.
This is also the really awkward desert layout.
Oh, that's right, because now you can go straight to the boss, right? But in this case, you're kind of leaving right side. I mean, maybe there's an Epic Compass over there.
Yeah, so what always happens is that if you check right side right now, it has the mapping compass.
Yeah.
If you do the boss first, the boss has a map or compass.
100% agree. Sadly, this game is like it knows.
It knows, 100%.
Alright, so Magnit at least found, I think, the other heart container. I mean, there is still, I think, Sankard out there. I'm not sure if in this case we can actually distinguish between the two, but between Hydra and Magnit, we do have two heart containers. Graveyard Ledge is just another heart piece. So Magnit at this point is looking, they're certainly very healthy, but keep in mind, of course, that we're definitely not getting, like, let's say, half magic. That is completely taken out of the pool. And then I believe, actually, this is going to be our one and only bottle as well.
Oh, it's a single bottle in this mode.
I think it's only one in this mode. Yes, I think SGL tournament item pool was 2 bottles. Yeah, everybody has their own little variations for what they think consider to be their hard mode. I think it's probably like 50 different ones by now.
Yeah, there's sheer volume of open hearts or SGL hearts or casual boot hearts. It's a lot.
Yeah, it is. I mean, but honestly, I think like the usual kind of like base level of like hard, you're capped at tempered, you may or may not have blue mail, and you're capped at fighter shield. That's all kind of I think pretty well accepted. Talk about a landmost fight. We are definitely going to be turning up our creative gears here.
Yeah. Bomb Lemo, definitely the remnants of like 2016 NMG, where you drop two bombs in the first cycle and then kind of try to clean up the rest.
Wait, this actually happened in NMG before? Like,
well, only with 2 bombs, like 2 bombs, and then you switch to the bow and arrow.
Okay.
Okay, he actually dropped everything. Uh-oh. Okay, no more bombs left. I guess we don't really need any bombs in Dark World.
Surely, if Lamos will, as you said, just drop the map or compass, because we went to the boss first, we're just gonna go over to the right side and we'll find some bombs.
Yeah. So the boss, the thing is that at least we get the saving point out of desert, so it's not like we lose like that much extra time.
True.
Yeah, but like Bomb Lemo actually speeds up the fight a bit. The fight quite a bit, yeah, because like it does the same damage as an arrow would, and well, it's 4 bomb hits versus 8 fighter sword hits. And sometimes you actually can get a double hit as well, so it's not that bad. Yeah,
the bomb radius definitely, is much larger than maybe you might expect, and so sometimes you can get, as you mentioned, like a 1-2 combo. That's certainly nicer. Hydra also taking note that he was only doing slashes. No need to spin in this case. It doesn't really affect damage much. Of course, it's only a hard piece on the side. So,
not working out just yet.
The good news for Hydra, of course, is that we do have a crystal on the scoreboard for him. So, that is certainly progress.
Sure, yeah. Oh, that's very fair. Well, there's well,
very, very appropriate fire rod in the village of Outcast right after we visited Skullwoods, yes.
I didn't count the items, so I don't know if there's anything left in there. Like, if there isn't, then it's probably just gonna... No, we're just never coming back there.
Yeah, I definitely saw the red rupee in the front. I don't remember anything else. So there's at most one item in the back. And yeah, like no hammer, fighter's sword. I don't know. It may not be the most comfortable of multi-level fights. I mean, I'm sure these guys are more than capable of doing it, but you know, given a choice, right, you may not want to.
Yeah. I guess just a refill on both the ball one bombs. I think that's very reasonable as well. And no, we don't want the shield. That's fair.
No.
Yeah, we're here already, so might as well just include catfish, not isolate it. Yeah, if only he knew how close he is to the bow at that point.
Yeah, hopefully he won't, you know, be thinking of, man, if I only just sequence broke Waterfall Fairy early, I could have had this over for basically every single boss fight, including Limo.
Yeah.
For what it's worth, though, he'll at least have silvers for Armos. That is a guarantee, you know, in this scene. Also, I forgot that Catfish gave us bombs. That is kind of an insult to injury for Hydra after he just spent 50, you know, from the shop to go get them.
Yeah. Like Chet's already saying, like, he's never gonna get money for his ore at this rate. But Magnit did just find 300 in feast time, so that'll bring him back up to 600 once Hydra finally gets there.
Yeah. I think also worst case maybe for Hydra, you know, there's also some other stuff that can get you a little bit more of extra money just by luck, right? Depending on how many digs there are in the dig game. Maybe chess game will also get him, you know, a bonus, you know, 1,500 rupees. And then, you know, there's also arrow game too. If he really, really wants that Zoro money by the time that he's not done, then you know, he has the option of getting it with, you know, not really going out of his way.
Yeah. doing arrow game in non-Kisanity, non-entrance mode is probably
yeah. It's, you know, it's game 3. It's game 3 content, right?
Okay, he's allowed to do it, but only if we actually get the 99 then.
Okay, you know what? That's fair. Okay, that's fair. Alright, so meanwhile though, looks like Magnit has decided to do the back of Thieves Town. We're gonna take a small risk in this case that we're just gonna hope that either the small key is self-locking in the big chest of Thieves Town. It is the map or compass, excuse me, in the big chest, or it is an item that we do not care about.
Yeah, especially post-Aga, I think most people will just commit to the back of Thieves Town, which is completely fair. Oh, that's really painful death.
That is a rough overworld death on Hydra's side, unfortunately, because we have no easy North Dark World access at this moment, and yeah, because Hydra is warped back here, he is going to have to kind of repeat this little mini trek over, you know, to the front of Skullwoods again.
Him having the mirror is kind of like the silver lining in this situation, not having to run back to Hyrule Castle.
True.
But yeah, he
and I guess
stop taking this incidental damage though.
I guess for what it's worth, he was gonna come over here and do King's Tomb and Graveyard Ledge anyway, so maybe.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, you know, a little bit of a save, but yeah, I think well, not that you ever want to kind of like death warp on the overworld, especially in this situation, but maybe if you went to Elizabeth first, right? He at least can get the fire rod, so he can just see what the Skullwoods. But I mean, that's obviously wasn't gonna happen.
No. I think in every single situation, okay, well that was oh no. Hydra is certainly expressive.
Oh.
Yeah, so there wasn't the small key. The small key was in the big chest, so Magnit kind of got built out here, not leaving an item behind here in Thieves Town. So best case scenario for him right there.
Yeah.
But that does mean that whatever is here on blind is not in logic until we get the hammer. But okay, well, put that sword back. Put that sword back.
Yeah. Talking about getting swords out of logic, that won Magnit his position in brackets actually over at the lane. He got a completely out of logic sword at the time on Magic Bat, which that was Magnit's winning ticket into brackets, because that powder was the GT.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, somehow I think that Magnit will gladly keep his out of logic swords. Somehow I think that Hydra will also get that sooner rather than later.
That's definitely very true. But actually, so speaking of Hydra, though, we are here in Skullwoods on his side, so this time we can definitely keep track of how many items here are in the front.
Yeah, Chad already confirmed that both items work out.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay, that sounds very cool.
Nice game. And all the items that make the Skull Wizard a lot more bearable. Imagine just having game for this.
Imagine going to Skull Wiz the first time you're here, you know? You know, obviously you just go to Village of Outcasts first, right? Do digging, then just go straight back. Easy.
It's not the worst idea, really. Like, if you don't have the fire rod yet, I don't think there's anything against doing food.
Wow. Yeah, speaking of though, we finally actually got some real Dark World access. We've got the Myths off of Stumpy. We've got the King of Samaria. I mean, that's not Dark World access, but King of Samaria off of Dig Game. Suddenly we are. It feels we found a tempered sword here in K45. Oh my gosh.
Game is suddenly so playable right now.
I know, game. It felt so bare bones, you know, and so like minimalistic. And now suddenly we're in like luxury land. We've like gotten upgraded.
Yeah, but Magnet's still being super far away. Immediately going back to doing Smith Chain right here. It's the only problem with this play. There's a small downside. You are really isolating hammer packs right in this situation.
That's true.
Like, once you find hammer, you don't really have a reason to come back here anymore.
There's certainly been. Ooh. Okay. Maybe Magnit. I thought maybe Magnit's having second thoughts. Maybe it's just a wrong button input. Yeah, and there have definitely been cases where I mean the seed can be kind of mean, right? You get everything off of this chain, but you know, gosh, there's the ice rod. Are we going up the mountain now to trip a rod all of a sudden?
No, we're not the hammer just yet, but
yeah, well that's right. We're still missing hammer. That's right. We okay. At least we know that the hammer can't be in hammer text, but yes, like suddenly.
Very true.
Actually, yeah. So what else do we need for go mode in the seed?
Just flippers and hammer, and maybe combos.
Yeah, and talk about some potential other, you know, options, of course, on the table for us, other than like Crystal Dungeons, right? We do see a very open and in logic Pendant Ice Palace.
Yeah, surely after everything that's open, the hammer is not going to just be an ice palace, right?
Oh my god, yes.
Surely not.
Surely. This is actually pretty good routing, I would say, from Magnit. While he did not go to pod yet, and he doesn't have the books, and he can't check Bomble's tablet, but this is actually kind of nice to, if he wants to. Oh no, never mind. He can't do that. I was gonna say, it's actually gonna be nice. He can just run over, but that book has multiple uses in this case. We are getting not quite the first check of Swap Palace. We are gonna go get hype first.
No flippers for that just yet. So.
Oh, true. I'm all getting ahead of myself.
Yeah, like we have a lot to do. Like we can go back up to Death Mountain. We can go back up to Death Mountain and do like Terra and there.
You know what? Yeah. We can do the first chest of Swamp. I literally just got ahead of myself by one check. Yeah, but my guess is Matt may not, have much interest. Although we're not seeing him really quite yet.
He might just do it. He's gonna do it.
Oh, we're running back. I mean, Magnit, for what it's worth, he has read the seed. His route so far has been quite good. He managed to single dip Eastern Palace by seeking crisping out the bow from Waterfall very early. He took a really nice route, decided to go to North Dark World versus Pod first, got his mirror, fire rod, mitts, flippers, etc.
Yeah, I mean, like sure, like he full cleared the light wall basically before doing Aga, which is a very reasonable position to be in, especially considering it is a game free and the nerfs might be there a little bit and you're not exactly sure whether you want to commit to the play. Like after Aga though, he's just been making the very sensible 4-0 plays, got Dark World Axis, immediately committed to Smith Chain and got rewarded, and yeah. I think now is like the real point where it's like, oh, I have actual decisions to make now. Like so far, I think I'm pretty sure he's very happy with what he's done so far.
Oh yeah.
And he's probably feeling it, which is also probably why he went for this play. Just like, you know what? If it's here, I'm just I'm in it. Now it's like there's a couple options open. Yeah, we can go into pod, maybe hedge our bets. Hydrapower went in there early. Death Mountain's probably the densest play. I can check with my medallion.
Yeah, he's got hookshot, right, for hookshot cave, we can do super funny, and yeah, as you mentioned, we can also get some medallion knowledge, you know, if it is bombos. I mean, not that we'd have a hammer in order to get into Turtle Rock, as you mentioned, but yeah, that is going to be at least something that he now knows he has to go find.
Yeah. Like, the problem for him is that if he does find the hammer here, he will be full clearing Turtle Rock, because he still needs his desert axes. That's like the big question mark for him. But for all he knows, he has 2 ways to get in there. Like, he cannot find either the flute or the bow.
Yeah, and right. So for Meyer being a pendant, that flute may not show up. You know, for all we know, in this case, the book, the Hydra found in Pod, is going to be our one and only Desert Palace access. But yes, that is certainly not. I guess probably, you know, like from Magnet's perspective, he still has 2 shots.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright, we did find our half magic replacement. It is only a small magic to cancel. Magnet was already at full magic, so no need there. Alright, do we need to find yet another medallion? I have no idea.
I'm pretty sure that was a quake.
Okay. I guess, okay, you know what, that's true, because I didn't see anything up top, right? The top of the medallion, so it's not bombos and it's not ether, so therefore
exactly,
yes, perfect, I understand. Alright, there is Hydra's also out of logic, Master Sword.
Well, didn't matter anyway.
Yep.
And there it is.
Alright, okay, so that is Magnet's Desert Palace access, and for what it's worth, he's also going to be maybe going in there a little bit faster, right? And for backdooring desert, instead of going through the front way for the book.
Oh. Yeah, it's looking rougher and rougher for Hydra, because like all the small advantages that he may have had with like the desert and the book, like the book might still be the out, just in that small case that hammer is behind it and the pod double dip is required.
Oh yeah, that's true. Right.
It's not out of the realm of possibilities, but it's looking so rough for Hydra right now. Magnet's just like hitting all the right notes.
That is true. But yeah, but as you mentioned, we're gonna come up to one of Hydra's outs actually, you know, relatively soon. You know, just because we do have the book from Pod, and he's going to presumably after he does, you know, cut some of the Smith Chain stuff, he's gonna run over to, in this case, to go to check Pablo's tablet. What a nice combination though. Master Sword on blind, Kana Samaria in Dig Game, Tempered Sword here in K45. You're just
yeah, mids on Stumpy. It's just
yes, that's right. Mids on Stumpy. That's right.
Banger after banger, and then if he does do Smiths as well, that's the big question mark. If he doesn't do Smiths here, it would be really rough because that Ice Rod can be anywhere.
Yeah, and you know, part of the benefit of not having to go hunt for that Ice Rod, I mean, you know, just kind of implicitly, is that because it's already in your inventory, you don't have to go and full clear out entire dungeons. But looks like he's gonna go back and do Smith Chain right now with the mirror, so this would be quite good for him in order to have it be picked up.
Yeah, this is good news for sure. I think there's still a lot of in the basement. There were a couple of rage flashes there, so that probably confirms it.
Good catch. Yeah, I remember seeing the like a compass or map or something in the big chest, and then yeah, Malden drops the other one. So yes, gonna be I guess we should stay here. And
yeah, it's just the way that Magnit has been playing so far, right? It's just been thorough, just full clearing everything, not leaving anything up to chance, and yeah. It's been working. It's just kind of the name of the game this season.
Yeah. Alright, a mere paltry 10 rupees for that Ice Rod.
I don't remember where the pot picky was, by the way. Like if the hammer
was in Rupee basement.
Okay, so that does mean that Magnet actually just has to go to the back. So the double dip doesn't cost nearly as much time as it would have if the picky were in the front. So like Hydra looks a lot more behind than he actually is. Like, the Eastern double dip is probably the thing that's gonna hurt most.
Yeah, right. That's actually probably true. Because I guess at that time is Hydra that, you know, the Hydra can't really get back. But also, we also kind of need Hydra to go to Waterfall Ferry and actually go get his bow. You know, maybe these slippers will actually encourage him to do so, you know, after this. With no flute and no like real great overworld travel access, like, you know, running over to, you know, Lake Hylia Island and, you know, doing all the water checks now, like from here is actually very convenient.
Yeah, I think the most reasonable decision for him to hit up Waterfall Ferry would be like after the flute activation, after he's done like Death Mountain.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that's also true too. We are gonna hopefully go check. Right, he left Purple Chest. Right, so he ran over to Hype Cave. He is gonna hopefully go turn into Purple Chest now by merely talking to the guy.
Mm-hmm.
And then hopefully we're gonna check Bobo's tablet on his way in.
Yeah, that's kind of one of the wacky glitches.
Yeah,
it just feels so. It feels so wrong.
It's like suddenly, it's like the game is just like it's like black magic, you know.
It was here all along.
All right, Magnit has activated his flutes. Let's see in this case if the flute is actually required. We know at least for Desert Palace access it is not. Certainly though, if something is in Mire Shed or Checkerboard Cave, that is definitely required.
Yeah, moment of truth here for Hydra. That's one of the two that doesn't work out.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
But,
true,
yeah.
true. Yeah, we do have the other tablet that's available to us, which is either that Magnit also could not check when he was up in Hera.
It's not Mire Shed. Hammer Go modes are the weirdest seeds because there are just so many like so many half completable dungeons, like between Pod and Ice, and then you had the first chest of Swamp that we luckily already checked, so this is not that one, but
Yeah, yeah. I mean, right, and like you think about like, oh, hammer go mode, man. You know, the hammer is such a big item, right? Because it's very often one of our items we Darkhold access. So it does, you know, lock you out of quite a bit of stuff. For example, we can't get a Turtle Rock, right? But on the other hand, it still leaves open, as you mentioned. We can do half of ice. We can do part of, you know, part of pod. Like it's just like the first chest of swamp. These are just locations you do not want to make the time investment in because the return on your investment is just so low. But, you know, if the hammer's there, right, you have to go make the decision.
Yeah, exactly. At least with, like, mid-go mode, like, mid locks whole things.
Oh, nice. Yes.
It's so comfy.
Yes. You cannot get into Ice Palace at all, for example, right? So if you're mid-go mode, you definitely are not going there for something.
There's also no awkward isolations or something. It's all so clean.
Yeah, right, exactly. Like, you know, for example, like even Mitsuko, I mean, it wasn't exactly Hammer Go mode, you know, for when we were at Hammer Pegs earlier when we isolated it, but like for Mitsuko mode, you can't even get to Hammer Pegs and the whole Smith chain, right? Because everything is Smith locked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so Hydra here gonna get his flute, so that probably means he's feeling a lot less good about the book already.
At least we haven't seen the bow yet on his side. Like, I mean, he's gonna see it, as you said, probably relatively soon after he does the flute activation, and then he flutes over to, in this case, like Waterfall and such. But I don't know if he's tempted at all to go into Ice Palace, kind of like around that area. Maybe he thinks that, oh my gosh, I found the flute so late. I found the bow so much later if I maybe just sequence broke it. I don't know, these are kind of like the decision points in this case where it might be like a, you know, like a state of the match type of situation.
Oh, for sure. Ah, dang.
That is only 5 rupees. It could be a clean 5 rupees, it could be a bottle replacement, it can be a shield replacement, not quite sure which one, but it is a net only 5 rupee gains on our counter.
Yeah, so yeah, like you're saying, like in this situation, like maybe Hydra would activate the flute, but only for like convenience. Like maybe you would do like Mire Shed plus Checkerboard Cave or something, and not actually enter Mire, and just like go for Ice Palace. Like I think that's a reasonable decision to make. Just kind of feel okay. I need to do something. I need to save time somewhere. And so it's just gonna be Mire.
Yeah, I mean, so do you think he will potentially skip out here on doing Hera Basement? Like, we did see Magnit do it, and it was only a hard piece, but I mean, it's also quite the time commitment. Alright, so Magnit ended up full playing out Desert. He got his 2 hard pieces. there's a third heart piece that we're just not going to get in Checkerboard Cave, which is all fine. So where are we going after this?
Yeah,
we are
going back into the Dark World.
Oh, we are going into
Pod, apparently.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay. Well, that's a good scenario for Hydra, especially if Magnit decides to follow the book. It's above Bombos.
Oh yeah, that's true. We might see some slashes, by the way, once we go find the book on Magnet's side. Oh, Hydra!
Be careful. Even with temper, like, still fall down.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of... We need a Moldorm shield. Like, you know, there's like fighter shield, fire shield, mirror shield. We need a Moldorm shield.
Yeah, I would be down for that. But yeah, this decision for Magnit makes sense. It's like the Crystal Dungeon. It's kind of like trying to find Ice Rod in Turtle Rock for Go mode. It's kind of the same vibe. It's the highest density in a Crystal Dungeon that you can get right now. And the double dip isn't nearly as bad as the double dip of Turtle Rock would be.
Oh, for sure, for sure. I mean, Pod is quite still the time investment in order to get in, but it is certainly still faster than that mountain climb that you have to go make. Even with like the hookshot and the mirror and all that stuff. Looks like the Hydra though, he is going to opt to stay in Hera Basement. I believe this is going to be his last, I guess, reasonable check for him to go do. Otherwise, he is done with the mountain. You know, so we are in a Hammer Go mode. Well, I guess maybe Hydra doesn't know that, you know, because he's still missing the bow. But we know that if we're in Hammer Go mode, we cannot. Spike Cave is no longer on the table for us.
Yeah, exactly. And at least Spike Cave is like easily accessible anyway.
Yeah.
I guess it would be really bad if Hydra did find the hammer before bow. I guess you just the hammer if he had to go into like either Myra or Ice before going into Waterfall Fairy.
Oh yeah. let's not hope for that.
Yeah, we're gonna see fluid activation here, like pretty sure. Very little reason not to actually go for that.
I don't know. So I guess I'm just curious. Like, if you are kind of in, you know, this type of position, like you're still looking for stuff. Like, does the whole like, this is a Sphere 1 location, and I'm, you know, an hour into my seat at this point. I still haven't visited. Is it just like dead to you at that point? You know, because like, oh, if my opponent got this, you know, and so if there's something here, then am I just done for this seed? Do you ever like, I don't know, or do you still just go back and kind of go back and think about it and go?
Waterfall Fair is just such a unique situation because, like, you know, it was in Logic like pretty late, but it's sequence breakable very early, but the money situation was kind of 50-50. I would probably just hedge my bets and go for it. I would feel great about it, but I think for the most part, yeah, maybe in Hard Race Power I just wouldn't. But we are seeing a flute to 8 here.
Alright, well, we are, yeah, so we've got our flippers.
Okay, we're seeing Hobo first.
Okay, alright, Hobo first is perfectly reasonable. We can, in this case, go to Hobo. We can flute straight back over with, after we go, you know, we get our item and then hop in the shallow water again. And then I guess where are we going?
Yeah, big question. It's probably going to be another flute to 8, if anything, I think.
Yeah, right, because as you said, the flippers were in Logic pretty late, right? And he hadn't done any of these, and for the most part, Hydra actually has stayed in Logic, right? So it certainly does make sense for him to kind of chase the most recent sphere, right? Or his most recent item, in this case, which is the flippers.
So, to note, weren't any race slashes about the book?
There were no race slashes that I had noticed when Magnit picked up his book.
Okay.
This is
Hydra.
Oh, all right. So this is Hydra's bow pickup.
Okay.
We're just walking away. It's okay. 1 hour 2 minutes. Hydra picked up his bow.
Okay. I wasn't sure if we were just gonna go back into the portal. That would have been a play.
Yeah, we are here. 910 rupees. I mean, Zora it still does take a while, but yeah. I mean, at least for Hydra, like maybe it'll be kind of like a sigh of relief, right? There was actually nothing. Like Zora didn't have our hammer, for example, right? And you know, maybe he doesn't have to feel so bad.
at the moment though, like Magnit is pretty much just the eastern clear ahead after everything's said and done. Like, yeah, like also the Meyer shed checkerboard. Like that's gonna be a little bit of time investment that Hydra's probably going to just fulfill right now.
Yeah,
Magnet's gonna give a little bit back. Like that makes sense.
Yeah, right. As you mentioned, right? We found the book in the back of pod on Magnet's side, and so while it wasn't necessarily the greatest news for Hydra to go find that book, at least he was able to combine it the first time with all of his other stuff, right? You know, Hera with ether tablets, you know, purple chest, all his South Darkworld stuff with Bumbo's tablet. Magnet, on the other hand, though, he is have to do these one-offs, which, you know, yeah, as you said, this is kind of giving some time back for Hydra.
Oh, is he actually just going for Bombo Saboteur? Like, Ether Tablet is like, they're very reasonable, okay, we're just gonna invest like 40 seconds to check this. Bombos is such a long walk though. Without the hammer, you just have to go all the way from Boo. And it makes sense, you find the book, you want to follow the book. But it's painful.
Amazing, yeah. This is quite the commitment.
Yeah, like I wouldn't be surprised to see Hydra just go into Meyer here anyway. Like I could have imagined him going into Ice over Meyer just because he might think he's that behind, and like Meyer is it's the closer choice after you find Flute. So it's kind of easy to imagine that your opponent would go into Meyer first over Ice, but if Magnit like goes into Ice after this and the hammer's a Meyer, then we got an actual race.
Yeah. Yeah, so looks like at this point, so Hydra still, as you mentioned before, we are still down one Eastern Palace clear on his side. And looks like also Pure Fair is also not going to be the question because, you know, certainly according to Evelyn, our tracker, she has marked that Turtle Rock is our last 5/6 crystal, so that is definitely Hammerlock, so Hammer cannot beat Pure Fairy today. Yeah, but this is going to be very, very interesting, as you said. So we are able to fully clear out Meyer. We cannot fully clear out Ice Palace, but we have no idea where this is, and we don't need to fully clear out Ice Palace.
There it is.
You
okay,
know what?
so
we have learned today that the hammer is here in Meyer. Oh, but Magnet's also going back. Looks like he's also going to go to Meyer as well.
Yeah, so probably Magnet's probably going to be like a minute or a minute and a half ahead. It's
wow. Yeah. Right, because right now, so Magnet's gonna get. So we just saw Hydra pick it up. It is on the bridge chest. Maybe to get there right now is yeah, maybe I don't know, roughly another minute-ish or so. But yeah, Hydra is just gonna clear his dungeons, but he is definitely one full Eastern behind Magnit at this point. Certainly very much a race though. Like we're gonna clear our dungeons. Execution is gonna matter, and you know we still have GT. You know to go find that GT big key too.
Yeah, and at this point, like, once you find the hammer, it's the immediate splits. It's like, okay, your brain just subconsciously analyzes everything that you've done and that your opponent may have done at that moment. Like, it's game free, it's like, your tournament life is on the line. Magnet's giving up, like 10, 12 extra seconds here just doing this room. This is going to matter.
Yeah.
Like,
oh my gosh, Magnet, please don't just go straight to the boss. Okay, alright.
Okay.
It's all these like little things where it's like suddenly you don't ever occur to, you know, nothing, the thought doesn't occur to you until you get the thing that maybe could detract you, and yes. Alright, that is also go mode for Magnit Tower, or Magnit Handz. Not. Collectively, everybody now is in go mode. So alright, so Hydra is, let's see, so he is on his way to clearing out Swamp. So he has Swamp, Pod, Eastern, and Magnit is starting out his Swamp Dive.
Okay, so at least the runners are so nice to just pick the same dungeon.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we're actually gonna have a, we're gonna see, relatively speaking, I guess, like just how close the people are.
So the one small silver lining is that Hydra is going to save like 10 seconds not having to run over to Eastern. You can just mirror straight after Pod.
True.
But yeah, it's crazy. Like this is super exciting.
It is, right? And because it actually really did seem kind of, as you mentioned before, like Magnit, maybe after his initial like light world, completion, once he got into the dark world, man, he was just hitting, the route basically, like left, progression after progression, all of the right decisions, and then we kind of just got bottlenecked by that hammer, and then now suddenly it is a significantly closer race. Execution is definitely really going to matter. Even the little things you may not feel like. It's like first try diver down, suddenly turn to second try diver down, and then maybe your nerves a little bit more frazzled as well.
Yeah, it's like, okay, well, just giving 5 seconds back. That's like almost the extra chest that Magnit did in Meyer. And problem is, Hydra still needs to just like execute better than Magnit. Because he does need to save that Eastern time, and it might be GT routing. I don't know what their like the typical GT route is for these two runners.
Same.
But yeah, it could just be decided by that as well. Like it could just be Hydra executes out of his mind and gets like better RNG, doesn't screw up here and there. It could also just be Hydra does brain routes and Magnit goes hope into left and it's in compass room. Like, you don't know.
Oh yeah.
We'll just have to see. This is Crystal number 4 for Hydra, catching up. And we're on our way to pod right now.
Yeah. Yeah, meanwhile, though, Magnit, yes, it looks like Magnit's maybe about half a swamp behind right now. Sorry, not behind, right? Lagging Hydra in terms of Swamp Palace completion, but yes. We're definitely going to see kind of Magnit take over the reins once in this case he finishes up Pod, because we only have Pod and Eastern, Pod Eastern collectively left, between Magnit and Hydra, before we kind of go up the mountain to Pod.
Yeah, it was a 109.60 fade out for hydrapower, so it's probably going to be a little bit over a minute. Eastern...
Oh, a minute is not enough time.
A bit under 2 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, and we also have silvers in this case, like to boot. So the clear. I mean, I guess I don't know if you probably already factored it into the kind of taste throughout Eastern.
Yeah. Good attempt at the Zero Circle right here. It's so tricky, but yeah, also need to be careful. Like only 5 hearts, we're still on Green Mill, right?
Yeah, and also actually, now that you mention it, right? So Magnit actually has to stop by any type of potion shop or anything in order to go actually fill up the safety as well. The bottles do come completely empty. That is part of the mode set. We actually saw Hydra also pick up like we made 3 trips or something into potions, like potion shops. Those actually do add up actually in terms of time as well. But on the one hand, Hydra actually does have a potion still to his name. Magnit is safety-less.
No. Magnit actually went.
Oh, he has a potion shop. That's right. Yeah, he went to potion shop. Yeah, that's true. So, potions. He still has to be alive to use the potions.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. But yeah, just here like extra bug net. It's like it's a second. Every second's gonna matter.
One thing though I have noticed though, both about Magnit and Hydra, is that even late game, even though they might show a little bit of tournament nerves, I think they're still able to kind of like be cool and calm and collected. They're still playing their games, and they're still doing their absolute best.
Yeah, I mean, they both play so much, and they play a lot of ladder. Just have been in many tournaments for a few years already, and they've really been showing up. Like, they might not have the pure rigid like speedrun mentality or like routine, but I mean, they're just cruising it on. Like,
oh yeah,
tournament nerves are normal. Like sure, we might point out like mistakes here or there, but that's just because it's relevant for the race setting. But like, they're gaming. It's so hard to just play well.
No, it is. It's like such like an understatement. It's like, oh, of course, it's like just play well. It's like, well, they're, it's definitely kind of like one thing. Even if you're like just kind of like doing some practice by yourself, right? Maybe you're going out for like a jog or something, right? It's kind of one thing to just go run by yourself, another thing to like be as part of a race, right? You just suddenly feel the adrenaline just like rushing into you.
No runner has done a tournament race and not made any mistakes.
Yeah. Yeah. These guys certainly have the experience and reps to back it up, though. mean, it is quite. I mean, this is why they're both here, right, in the top 64. You know, for brackets in 2020. I mean, the field strength has also just gone up so much. You know, in the last like couple years. You know, even to just make brackets is still a testament to how good these people are.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. As you mentioned, we're going to save a little bit of time savings for Hydra in order to just be able to take a mirror transition instead of fluting over. We've got an ether usage. Nice.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's a good way to save it, but yeah, it's still the time investment, right? Like, it's the problem. As a runner, you don't know how much leeway you have. Like, you just want to like play it safe and not mess up more, and just like do the initial time investment. But on the other hand, it's so rough. We see a 4 bomb strat here on Helma. This is spicy.
Very interesting. Yeah.
But that looks
actually,
pretty nice.
Yeah. I assume it saved a little bit of time. Actually, I guess I don't know. I didn't really watch Hydra's fight, but actually that looked quite clean.
I've seen some runners do the 2 bomb plus hammers, and I never got it to be faster. But this looked nuts.
I mean, you can also tell that Magnit has also like really, you know, put in the time in order to practice it. Like you saw his timing, and it's like when he swapped over to the bow and using the silvers, I mean, he just fired, right? He just definitely expected everything to go right.
Yeah. So yeah, it's this is looking like 3 rooms plus armors. Yeah, it's probably like 30-40 seconds. Oh, this is rough though. Yeah, 2 cycle double readies. That's 6 seconds added up to that. Yeah, it looks like Eastern just might have taken a little bit longer than originally expected. But yeah, there's the crystal catch for hydrapower. Both on 6 crystals now, and it looks like just a little bit under a full Death Mountain climb behind, but it's going to be hard to catch up. But I mean, there's still a different GT routing that could change anything.
There is GT routing difference. I mean, you know, Turtle Rock, despite having 13 hearts, is not necessarily the easiest of dungeons. I've certainly heard a time or story or two where Turtle Rock has decided to kill an energy run. You know, not that I've ever, you know, I don't ever want to hope for any type of disaster to be stricken for either of you guys. But Turtle Rock is also, you know, especially on only green mail, it like even having so many hearts is just kind of like a false sense of security, right? We kind of see everything that is doing 3 or 4 hearts worth of damage. Suddenly, you're facing down chomps, and then once they do a 1-2 combo on you, you are no longer happy.
Yeah, and I've not paid attention to like different drop packs or something. I don't know if like Pokies drop hearts and fairies or not. Like, not having that safety either to be like, okay, well at least before chomps I can get a fairy or not, compared to like what you're used to in an MG run.
Yeah.
That's it can add up. We don't have powder either. Like that's actually quite a relevant difference.
Yeah, excellent observation. Actually, I did not also realize. And of course, we do have the mushroom marked, but we had to turn that in very early in order to get our gloves out of the potion shop. So yeah, there is not. Ooh, Magnit, nice recovery though on the torch. Yeah. That would have been a little bit tilting, I think.
Yeah, probably, yeah. Oh, and a map as well. Oh man.
And a map check, yeah. All right, so we've got, you know, again, you know, maybe, you know, like things can ripple. It's okay. Magnit, you know, he's got a whole conveyor's room's worth of time to cool down.
Yeah, at least you get the magic refill right here, so it's not like it's a huge time loss. Hydrapower does have the slightly more optimal route of doing right side first. Like, sure, he will have to get the compass chest after this, but he'll be able to combine that with going straight up after that. Okay, well, it does triple heart. Maybe it is just a vanilla price factor. Okay, very nice jumps. Okay, so we get this. We got the big key, so we get the skip lava chest. The big question is,
oh yeah,
do you grab the big chest or not? Like, do you go for that low percentage chance?
Gosh. That's a great question. Oh my gosh. I mean, Would you go outside, Ari? I think the answer for you maybe you is no.
I mean, for me it would be yes, because.
Oh, you would go outside. Okay.
Yeah, I'm in that awkward luxury position where I get to do that, but I don't know how these runners feel. It's just so hard to say. Okay, hydrapower going for the safe strat, just putting the block in between. It's very nice. Also saves a little bit of magic. Okay, so chat is saying last time Magnit was in this situation, he did go for the big chest, and it was the 3%. So, given his track record, it is okay. Nice price back. Just filling up despite taking a beating here. He is going outside. So, if Hydra just goes straight to Crystal Rotor from this, he could save a significant amount of time.
Yeah, I mean, because this is like something, I don't know, like at least 30 seconds worth of difference, right?
Oh, Hydra, don't go for this!
Oh my gosh, no! Dude.
No, you don't want the fairy, it's not that important.
Oh my gosh, no! Oh my gosh, the drama, the back and forth, the highs and lows of this. I mean, it's like, I don't know how much they feel, because, you know, obviously, like, they're still very much insulated kind of within their own, you know, their own race world, right? Because they don't know where the other person is. Holy cow. I don't know what you're
Hydra's also
like,
going outside.
Oh my gosh.
That was, yeah, it's so awkward for us because we know the ins and outs at this point. Like, we know the stage of the race. It's just so heartbreaking just to see, like, it was Hydra's Power's chance to just save like 10-20 seconds right there.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, maybe we're just gonna, you know, just watch these guys, you know, hit in this case though. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Right. Well, and you know, so there is still Trinix at the end, but yeah, we're gonna be able to skip Laser Bridge, and then while I do certainly expect both Magnit and Hydra to, you know, do a more or less like, you know, textbook Trinix fight, you know, again, it doesn't matter how many times you forget this. Things can happen.
Yeah, for sure.
Things are kind of scary.
Oh no, this is the wrong direction in Dark Maze.
No, oh no.
We're just taking a touristic route here.
Yeah, it's fine. We have the health also in this case to spare for what it's worth. You know, I don't actually think it's more or less like the time right now that Hydra cannot really afford to spend.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, very clean Trinex so far for Magnit. Just a double spin and a slash left, and then it's on your way to GT, and we'll just have to see what the route is.
Yeah. So meanwhile, yeah, Crystal number 7 is down for Magnit. Meanwhile, though, Hydra is one room away, basically, from facing off Trinex. Meanwhile, though, as Magnit is running over to GT, feel free to take a peek or guess as to where you think Magnit will find that GT big key, which is the absolute last item he needs before facing off to Ganon. And potentially, well, assuming he keeps his position in this race, he will be able to advance onto the round of 32 and face off against Structural Light.
And that will be such a great matchup.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah, Mike has certainly been making a huge name for himself over the past year, like between the league, between just all this community service he's done, basically. Like, he's just put so much work into everything he does.
Oh yeah. All of this data. I mean, like, he's done so much for this main tournament, you know, even last year too, right? Because he did all the spreadsheets, all of the data. Dude, it is so cool to see all the statistics and all the different distributions.
Yeah. Alright.
We are a hope first kind of person. We do have a small key.
But yeah, if like what if we get a brain rot here and it's in Stealth's room?
Yeah. Very, very, very possible. Ooh, Magnit though, I don't think I've seen that actually before, but maybe that's kind of like Magnit's kind of go-to. He hooks up over to the lamp in order to hit that torch.
Yeah, just save a little bit of magic, because if the big key's right here, then you're kind of like down half your magic bar, and that's not always very comfy depending on your equipment going into the gauntlet. Alright. Nothing so far.
All
Okay.
right, yeah, nothing.
Up to 15 hearts. Okay,
Mhm.
but
Oh,
we
are
are.
also going right first as well.
And so much conversion. Like, so many similarities in the routes here. Oh!
We are going left. Forget compass room. Holy cow, we are a hope room purely first kind of guy on Hydra's side. Holy cow.
Suddenly, this whole
Oh my
minute
god,
just
suddenly
evaporated.
we are one room apart. Oh my gosh.
And there it is. Magnet's just saving 2 chests. I never see bottom left,
Amazing.
bottom right.
Yeah, amazing. It looks like actually Hydra has plans to get out too.
Yeah, this is the problem. You're trying to save a few extra seconds. Just open last chest first.
Go behind, no Hydra, go!
There it is. Oh, yeah. No, you don't have the time.
Yeah.
Oh, Magnet's with the swag Myra mimics too.
Actually, do you know if this? Oh no, I guess like the small keys don't mean anything in Stalfo's room, right? Like you can have like 3 small keys, and you don't have to have the big key guaranteed in there.
Yeah,
right?
I
okay.
think
There's no like key logic, right? Okay, all right. I just wanted him to open that last chest. All right, but okay, so we are a couple rooms apart on between Magna and Hydra. I mean, we are definitely looking at a pure execution battle at this point.
Yeah, Magnit is looking to have like a couple of solid strats down, so he's already saving time in the gauntlet so far. A really solid G1 as well. Okay, we're getting an interesting strat here from Hydra.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if he can just dash out. Does this work? Oh, I guess it works. Okay.
Yeah, we are definitely getting a lot of. I mean, Magnit has actually put that Ether Medallion to quite good use. You know, I mean, even outside of opening up Mire, like he did it for Dark Turtles in Pod, and then he also did it for Stalfos for whatever G1, right? G2.
G2, yeah. Okay, yeah, plenty of magic left for the torches. So yeah, that's just really solid gauntlet from Magnit here.
Yeah, no, Hydra's also doing something pretty similar. Like first rumors look quite good. I'm gonna play a little ring around the Razy here with the Zyzax.
Yeah, awkward RNG. There's nothing you can do there. That's just really unfortunate. Okay, going for a straight dash down, a little awkward, but manages to get out. No BMOS instance right here. Nice fire rod. Of course, the long walk from the Zazek. Yeah, now you're in an awkward situation with the BMOS and shooter. It's just, yeah, hard to avoid in G5. Yeah, Magnet's just keeping his lead here. Getting the one-cycle Lemo.
Magnit has certainly done quite well in order to keep his countrymen. So, oh, can we recover? Okay. Nice recovery. Oh, that was a short hop too. Like that Lamos did not have to go down so quickly.
Yeah, Magnet's not gonna get the lamp dash here, but does recognize it. Okay, probably is able to just go straight up the stairs here. Yeah.
Does he have enough magic? Okay. Yeah. Oh, well, yeah, he certainly should have enough, especially with the lamp, too. It's sometimes hard to tell if you have 4 or 3 fire rush.
It's still a little bit faster than...
Been picking up the magic? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got plenty of keys to spare in this particular case, so no need to even kill the mini Homa up top.
I will be able to do the same here. Just grab the arrows, grab the magic. I don't think we're gonna see a hover here, but...
Oh, probably not. I guess I don't know what Hydra's propensity here is. I know Magnit is, I would say, pretty comfortable, I guess, with hovering. I don't know if he would necessarily, like, bust it out, though, here. Just though he would think that...
Yeah, that's the big question, isn't it? Yeah. Alright, we're not gonna see that chest.
Nope.
Makes sense, there's nothing for us left.
Yeah, no more upgrades. I don't even, powder in this case can't even help him because we have no more anti-fairies in order to go hit forward.
Yeah, Hydra had a really good last score here.
Yeah. All right. Let's see this case. How do Magnit and Hydra handle Agahnim?
Oh, the cape! What a smart man this is.
Wow, that was definitely a 2-hit on the first cycle.
Yeah, you have the silvers, you have magic to spare. This is just going to be a solid free cycle. Oh, okay, well...
Almost.
Almost. But that's so smart.
But still, yeah, that is also really good. So we got a really nice cycle on Magnet's side. Hydra managed to get one hit on the first cycle, looked very awkward, but Magnet, yeah, as you said, did a really nice job with using the cape in order to get the second hit in. Right.
Okay, well, Hydra did get the freeze, so 76 seconds over Magnit. But this is still a 20-second gap, and with silvers, it's so hard to make that up.
It is. So we're gonna see in this case. I still fully expect people to get the 1-on-1 here, but yeah, like it's. Oh, we got. Do you think Hydra's gonna use that potion? We just spent an extra like couple of seconds using that on Magnet's side.
I don't think so. But then again, it's 4 hearts, so yes, we are.
Oh yes, we're gonna get it! Oh my gosh! Oh, alright, we're doing even. Alright, Magnet's dropped down, he is full health. Looks very sharp right now, going to the 1-on-1.
Yeah, I just got the 1-1, and that should be it. Unless there's like a huge tragic fall, I don't see Magnit losing grip of this one. Yeah, Magnit just really put on the turbo for
yeah,
for
I
GT
mean,
and
no, he kept his cool, he kept his head down, and he executed, you know, like his tournament life was on the line. It's like a very nice single hit. No worry about torch glitch.
Yeah, just
don't
be patient. Fall. Bam. Okay, we got it. It's at least a double here, maybe even a triple. No, okay.
Wait.
But okay, that one.
Yo, Magnit has 4 hits in Ganon with silver arrows. Get your GGs in chat for Magnit Handz advancing in Game 3 between himself and Hydrapower, taking a 2-1 victory, being able to advance to the round of 32 and face Structural Mike. What a race.
Yeah, that was insane finish. So many chances for like the return and all the back and forths. Like huge grats to both runners. What an insane race.
Heck yeah. Get your G's in that chat for Hydrapower. Well, you played very well, kept it so close. Amazing. Amazing race.
It's a heartbreaker to see the dot dunk coming in right when you kill Ganon. So,
oh yeah.
Yeah, I guess enough to both runners. Like amazing show.
Huge, yeah, exactly. Like huge GGs. Like they played again. Like this was such the race. Oh, it looks like we are actually joined here by Hydrapower. GGs.
Oh, GG gang, what is up, you guys?
How's it going, Hydra? We are also joined by Magnit. GGs, Magnit.
GGs. Yeah, GG Magnit. Classic series.
So I guess you guys, no, go for it, Ari.
Was this a 2-hand dot done? Like, how were the shakes? Like, I imagine that both of you must have been feeling it going into GT.
Yeah. You know what? I was oddly relaxed because, to the joke that I was making, there were numerous minor gaffes going on here with the routing because I'm like, man, this was so linear. If you just don't go to like pawn, you don't do this stuff, you just find everything. And I'm like, all right, well, I'm probably lost. So, you know what? We're just playing a game now. We're just playing open mode. I play this all the time because of SMZ3. And so we're just playing a game now. Whatever happens is fine. And so then I get to GT and he's not done yet. I'm like, did my man miss the ice rod from Smith's Cane? Because if you didn't go back and do that, you might have missed that. And so then I'm like, well, maybe it's like 5 minutes the other way and I'm ahead. So I know I'm even more relaxed. So I don't know. But so, you know, when I saw the fanfare snipe, I'm like, oh, it really was close. Okay, I wasn't expecting that, but that was cool. So yeah, it was weird how I was just kind of relaxed. I mean, I was a little nervous, but you know, it just kind of was like, whatever happens, happens. Let's go.
That's an awesome way of looking at it.
No, I mean, you guys played so well. I mean, and like we were actually quite worried because like if so Magnit ended up so even I think at the very beginning, I don't know if you had 500 rupees, you would have decided to do like the normal like sequence breaking water checks, waterfall fairy into Sora. You did not have the glove in order to kind of get you over the 500 threshold. Magnit had 495 with the glove, so he farmed enough money for Zora, did the waterfall checks, he got his bow, and he was able to like clear Eastern one shot. It was like there was already like just like I think a matter of like kind of like set up rupees, right? Basically just made like a huge early game difference.
Yeah, I had 465, something like
Yeah,
that. So I'm like, oh, not happening. So, when you have just Light World, I try to stay in logic because you might miss out on something if you kind of sequence break, because you could be like the flute, or it could be like maybe the hammer just shows up in Saha and now you have Dark World, and who cares about Sora? So yeah, I mean, the Eastern dip is kind of bad there, but it's so common that you can't necessarily not do that fairly often. So I got the bow later, and I'm like, okay, well, that gives me hammer mode, which isn't the worst possible thing to ever happen. So, and by that point, I almost had, I didn't really have anything left except like Mire and Ice Palace, and I'm like, I ain't doing Ice Palace, sorry. So it worked out. So yeah, it was, it's kind of funny how it came down to that, and those double dips that I had to do probably added up some time here, but still close in the end, so it was pretty cool.
Oh, it was super close, let me tell you. Yeah, that was. I mean, so definitely you were definitely a little bit behind. I think, just like overall, but suddenly, like, by the way, is that your normal GT route? Is just check Hope Room and then just leave?
Yes, asterisk, because I didn't do it last time. Because game 2 we were playing 80 keys, which I can't stand 80 keys. So it was a win-win for me, because either I win and move on, or I get knocked out and I never have to play Ambrosia or 80 keys, at least until like the next time it rolls around. So it's great. And 80 keys, you're stacked with GT keys at the beginning. I'm like, all right, let's not be silly here. Let's do the right side like, everybody else is going to. And that's where the key was. I'm like, great, I did not lose 3 minutes by going to the left side, and I actually won by like 2.5. So I would have, botched that one if I did my normal thing. But yes, for like the last 5 years, that's pretty much 6 years now, that's pretty much the route I take. Like, it's still 2017. So for better or worse, that's what we do. So it looked like it brought me a lot closer this time.
Oh,
Oh
heck
wow!
yes.
I didn't know you was a 2017 player. That explains a lot. that explains a lot.
Well, so I started in September 2017. I was watching. I think I watched it was like a GDQ pop-up event about Hurricane Harvey that affected Texas, and I had never seen Link to the Past randomizers. Last time I played Link to the Past was like 1995, right? So I hadn't seen it in 20-some years. And the commentators were Alucard and Phantom Ryu, and the runners were Andy and Christos Owen, and they did such a great job of explaining what was going on, and I just got hooked. And the main tournament for 2017 was going on at the time, so then I started watching that, and then I'm like, dude, I got to play this game. I've been playing all these new games, and they're just not doing it for me. Maybe I just need to play old Super Nintendo games again. Yes, that's what we need to do. And so about 6 months later, I started racing because I wanted to make sure I got enough practice and experience offline before I jumped into everybody's race here. So yeah, it's been that long. And who knows, we'll probably play another 6 years the rate I'm going.
Yeah, nah, I understand that. Same.
No, that's awesome. No, I mean, like you definitely put up one heck of a race. I also did see that. Did you? I mean, like the hair pot that you did, like that is the new one. Right? I'm so glad
Clear Mouse is my commentator today. Okay, so anybody who doesn't know, we have a long-running joke that I don't know how to do bootless hair pot, and I infamously lost 2 spoiler races in a tournament because I didn't know it. So that's just our running gag. But with the Raiden pot, which is like the freest thing ever, I'm like, okay, I guess now I don't have any excuse not to do this. So I'm like, look, Mouse, look what I'm doing. See it?
Yeah. Yes, we did see.
I was so unhappy though that since we don't have progressive bows, I couldn't do bow landbow for you. So I was like dorking around with bombs and fighters. So.
That was quite good though. I mean, like that was also kind of like one of the differences too, where you guys got silver so early, but then the bow was waterfall, right? So Magnit had a nice silvers fight when he got there.
Sure. If you just go the normal, West Dark Gold, it's like, look, here's Tempered Sword and here's Fire Rod, and your landbow isn't maybe so dumb, so whatever, it's fine.
No, and it was absolute pleasure to watch. I mean, you watched to watch Magnit, to watch this race. So Magnit.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. So I guess one is, how did you feel? I guess after doing Light World stuff, and then versus kind of like going into Dark Worlds. Like, did you feel bad about your Light World? Like, because or did you want to do Agra earlier, given what you had?
There's only one thing about the light world that I kind of felt bad about, but I made up time with it with the boots, and that was just bomb escape, because I was literally thinking about doing bomb escape to get the lamp, but I decided against it, and I'm kind of glad I decided against it, because normally I like to tune up bomb escape, and that was one of the things I didn't tune up before the race. So I was just like, you know what, get the density as sanctuary, and then try to figure out what you're gonna do. I'm gonna almost 90% of the time clear the light world before I go into the dark world, because I do believe in my mid game that much. But the mid game kind of like, because of yesterday, I was like, I don't know if I should go into pod. I was like, let me get a reason to maybe go into pod. So I felt great getting everything until when I left desert, and I was like, I could just check to see if the hammer's here for 1, but I was like, 4 over 1, I can just float back. But when I saw the book in pod, I was like, there are some gross things that could be in pod. There could be some fluff in pod, and I'm probably not going to be happy with it. And then when that happened, I was not happy with it. I'm like, nope, we're going back to Meyer, and then that's that. But as far as the bow is concerned, I kind of was like dumb happy. I'm not even gonna lie. I was very, very happy to see that bow.
I like dumb happy. That's a good way to put it.
I believe that you made Zelda quite happy with only single dipping Eastern Palace.
Oh, that's my master. We gotta represent.
Yeah.
That's Triple H, you know what I'm saying? So the disciple doing good for once, you know.
I mean, you did phenomenal, right? You are advancing in the main tournament, into the round of 32. Any thoughts about Mike, your opponent?
All right, before I get into Mike, I do want to say this about Hydra, because yesterday's match was really bothersome to me. So
Don't say.
So I didn't.
I was feeling it.
We didn't really talk. I couldn't really sleep. I'm like, when I tend to schedule matches like right away like that, if we could have scheduled it like 2 hours later, I probably would have done it. But I was
feeling that. Yeah, I'm like, let's have a 24-hour cooling off period here. Plus, if we had done that, then we wouldn't probably have got restreamed, and everybody would have missed out on the match, which would have been so sad. So yeah,
I decided, let me calm down. I don't think this is a good idea, So. And Hydra's a great guy, like I said, man. We've had battles. I didn't know he played for 6 years though, so that's new.
The more you know.
Yeah. As far as structural might goes, I don't want to keep you guys too long, but I was just telling my chat basically. So when I first started racing in 2020, like I would see structural mic a lot. It didn't even matter what hour of the day it was, you'd see him on the ladder, and we would battle in like almost every mode, and then we both started improving, and then he got scary good like out of like not out of nowhere, but it was like, yo, this dude is really putting in work, you know what I'm saying? So it wasn't out of nowhere. And this match, I'm a little bit like sweating right now thinking about it, but I feel like it's going to be a good one though, because that's my man's. I really, really, really enjoy structural Mike. Like, that is a good dude. So we're going to be reliving some old battles starting from 2020 with this one.
That is so heartwarming to hear. I mean, this entire series, by the way, you and Magnit, you hydrapower and Magnit, like, this was actually quite the treat to watch as well. I mean, you just got so many great opponents, so many great matchups. I think you guys are both like super upstanding people, like, in this community. Always.
Oh, well, thank you so much, Mouse. And you are indeed outstanding yourself. So thank you for everything that you do. You guys are an awesome team, and I'm definitely looking forward to watching this back and just seeing how it went. I had a super good time. What'd you say?
Seeing us kind of like freak out, basically. How close?
I'm okay with freaking out. I'm sure Chad was freaking out. So let's just see all the freakouts. I'm great with that.
I definitely freaked out. I had a great time. So.
That's fantastic. So, but yeah, no, I had a great time as well. I had great tournament experience, starting from the async qualifiers, which was a fantastic job by the technical and admin teams to make that a possibility.
Absolutely.
That was was so much easier than having to do live races, you know, with scheduling and the delays and all that stuff. So kudos to everybody involved. There's so much behind the scenes work going on here with these tournaments. So I hope everybody realizes that, and props to everybody for making it happen. And thanks to all of our great volunteers on commentary, tracking, restreaming, etc., to show us these grace matches. All I do is just show up and play video games and hopefully win. But you know, you guys are the true MVP. So good job, everybody. And congrats again, Magnit, and good luck in the next round. And I'm gonna resume my regularly scheduled bleep posting in Twitch chat. So you know, watch for that.
Aside from that, though, like, any other plans? Like, are you in any other tournaments coming time, or is it just
So,
other races?
My main thing is SMZ3, and there's now 4 SpeedGaming weeklies, which I know I think I mentioned to you before, Ari. So the one I like to do is Friday night, just because that works out best for my schedule. But that's like, I've really grown to appreciate Super Metroid as an all-time classic from playing that combo randomizer. And I know that SpeedGaming Live is going to have a online component to tournaments, including that. So I'm definitely looking forward to becoming involved in that again. And I know that Josh Bittner and his crew are going to try to put on the Casual Boots tournament again this summer. So I'm definitely going to join that and have some fun with boots and swords and running fast. So yeah, I'll be around. So don't you worry. It's going to be fun.
Glad to hear.
Yeah, big same.
But yeah, thanks guys, and GG again, Magnit, and good luck next round. And we will see you guys next mission. Take care.
Thank you, my dude. GG's to you as well.
Thank you so much, guys. It was such a pleasure to be able to talk to you, watch you guys this race. It was phenomenal. This was an awesome series, and of course, yeah, Magnit, best of luck moving forward. You're definitely looking forward to your series against Mike as well. I also want to thank our tracker today, Evelyn, for clicking all the buttons. Super accurate. I've relied on the tracker multiple times, looking down on it. So thank you so much. Ari, my gosh, this was a heck of a race. Thank you so much for doing commentary.
Yeah, it's better every single time, and I'm glad that we just keep getting these awesome races, and that somehow, yeah, Magnus just keeps on winning.
Yeah, Magnit. I mean, I don't know. You are you have some sort of magnetism. It's not no pun intended here, but you know, you managed to pull out the wins, and sometimes looking potentially in some some pretty dire situations. So definitely looking forward to your progress moving on.
Thank you, Miss Mouse. I'm going to say this for those who do watch me regularly. Y'all know that I complain about luck on a regular. So to have 2 lucky races to move on is kind of, well, if I need to be stressed to do them, let's just do them. I'm taking whatever the universe give me, so that's where I'm at. So
sometimes you just take those. So
yeah, don't no reason to complain about a gift or 2 potentially.
right.
Yeah, but definitely get some rest tonight, and then chill out. Feel free to schedule at your leisure, with Mike for around 32. So it doesn't seem like there's any time crunch for it. So yeah, just relax and have some fun. Get some victory something. I don't know, victory cake. I don't know what you celebrate with, but
I'm going to get some donuts. That's what's about to
donuts.
happen.
Victory donuts sounds delicious.
I'm to get some Krispy Kreme donuts, and they better be hot when they come over here. I want them.
I look forward to hearing about those.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Speaking of crispy, though, Clearmouse, what else is on the schedule for today?
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so it looks like actually we are out of matches tonight. Tomorrow, though, starting at 2:10 p.m., we have Tito's versus Coxla. That looks like a game 2. We also have Tato versus Broger. That is a game 1 for top 32. So it looks like some of the round 2s are already being scheduled. Looks like those are the ones on the docket for the time being, but certainly keep your eyes out for any more races that might appear on the schedule. Channels are TBD, but hopefully we'll get some restreams on. But until then, Ari, again, it was a big pleasure. Definitely looking forward to the next time. And
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and then everyone else have a great rest of your Monday evening, or Tuesday morning, whatever.